watch what you bet, Teddy. In maybe another day, another time, Notre Dame Duke would have been a huge big-time matchup, maybe even decided ACC supremacy. Not so much anymore. Two teams completely headed in the wrong direction from each other, I should say. Notre Dame just can't get out of their own way, getting pasted by Virginia over the weekend. Duke seemingly bouncing back at home, but down 7 early in the second half to Georgia Tech. Battle back and win that game. Now they go to Purcell Pavilion. 7 p.m. Eastern Time national game tonight. Duke comes in 3-0 straight up, 2-1 against the spread. But how about Notre Dame, Teddy? 10-4 straight up at home, but only 4-10 against the number. What gives in Notre Dame these days?
Well, I mean, their team's not as good this year. They're only won straight up their last 7 contests. The only win this year during that span was a non-cover. They beat Boston College by 3. They were laying 6.5. They're coming off about as ugly a game as you're going to have for the Fighting Irish. 27-point home loss to Virginia. They were never in that game. It was over by halftime. In theory, it's supposed to be a circle the wagon spot for Mike Bray's squad. I don't know if they have any wagons to circle. It's not a particularly talented team. And, of course, Notre Dame now looking at back-to-back non-NCAA tournament appearances unless they make a run in the conference tournament in March, which, Bray's been there, 18, 19 years now? It may be the end of an era, especially if they got blown off the floor tonight by this Duke Blue Devil squad. Trey Jones came back, only 6 points and 4 assists against Georgia Tech. That game stayed under the total by 5 touchdowns. This total to me looks a little bit lofty given the pace that I'm expecting the Blue Devils to play at this evening, and given Notre Dame's offensive struggles. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see a little bit of under money between now and tip-off. I wouldn't be surprised that under ends up cashing.
Interesting one there. Battle of Texas tonight, Teddy, in Lubbock, with TCU coming to town to battle Texas Tech. And we were punching it up a little bit earlier today. Lines were around that 4.5 range. We have seen some movement lately, going from 4.5 to 5.5 at Pinnacle. Looks like 5 is settling across the board in most offshore markets. TCU, Teddy, comes in 1-3 straight up, 2-2 on the road. Texas Tech eating your profits at home at a 3-8-1 clip. We'll see what changes tonight down in Big Texas. But taking a look at some of the early money, public can't get enough of Texas Tech right now, and that line is moving accordingly as right now.
And, I mean, from a straight-up standpoint, we're talking a TCU team that's 15-4, a Texas Tech team that's 16-4. All right, not that much difference, right? Texas Tech, the ranked squad of the two, they've been the darlings in the eyes of the media and in the eyes of the betting markets because of their elite defensive numbers. Their numbers have been tremendous, ranked in the top 5 defensively in literally just about every defensive category there is. The wise guys love defense. Wise guys have been pounding this squad, Texas Tech, consistently. So what has that left us with? 15-4 versus 16-4, but TCU has been an undervalued commodity, 12-7 ATS. Texas Tech, 6-13-1 against the number, 1-8-1 against the number their last 10. Epic defense, but no scorers, and the markets have had them priced too high all year. Lo and behold, what are we seeing today? Texas Tech money. I'll put it this way, not my money. This has been an overvalued team all season long. That hasn't changed as they're laying a price on their home floor tonight.
Warriors coming east, headed to battle Indiana. And the interesting part about this, as we talked about previously in the teaser, is money was coming in hard and heavy on the Warriors, but now dropping down to 7.5. You know what else has changed as well? The over seemingly getting a little bit of steam there. 229 now currently sits at their money line, minus 410 plus 340. If we take a look at this, everybody loves Golden State. Golden State always wins, but it's not about winning in gambling, folks. It's about covering the number on the road. Only ATS 12-13. Indiana, they can win at home, 18-6. 13-11 against the spread. No Victor Oladipo in this one, Teddy. What can we see out of this game? Because we are seeing the resting of Draymond Green. No Oladipo. Maybe they sleepwalk through this. What gives in this game?
Well, and it's worth noting what the markets are doing with the absence of Green. It's not just money coming in on Indiana as we speak. It's also money coming in on the over. Draymond Green, obviously, is Golden State's best low-post defender. I talked earlier in the show about that incredible run for the Warriors. 13-4 ATS is double-digit chalk. 9-22-1 ATS in every other role. This is not their role. The Pacers were the only team in the NBA to sweep Golden State last year, if you forgot. Of course, in one of the games, the Warriors didn't start anybody. They were without all the 4 All-Stars, Curry, Thompson, Durant, and Green. And then they didn't have Curry in the second meeting. But nonetheless, the Pacers were the only team to sweep Golden State last year. All that being said, boy, if you watch the Pacers against the Grizzlies, it's hard to get excited about this team right now. You know, they put Tyreek Evans into the starting lineup to replace Oladipo. And A, Evans had a lousy game to start. B, the bench couldn't do anything because Evans has been their spark plug off the bench. And B, I mean, from an offensive standpoint, I think it was their third lowest scoring game of the season or something. It was third lowest field goal percentage of the season. It wasn't pretty in that contest. It was a Pacers bench that had been great. You take Evans off the bench, that affects the whole flow, and that makes me a notch or two nervous about backing Indiana tonight. In what should be a bounce-back spot in a home dog role, I don't like the Pacers' rotations right now. I'm going to leave this game alone completely. El Paso for me.
Interesting there, because we're going to take a look at these lines. If you want all those line changes, folks, one place to go, SBRodds.com, because we're showing up now. Even maybe the 7.5s might clear off the board and get to 7, so we'll keep you posted on that as we go.